Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Mrs. Spandu's Math Movies. This is Lesson 6-2 for Course 2, 4th period, percents, fractions, and decimals. So our objective is going to be to convert between fractions, decimals, and percents. Okay, so our key concept is as follows. Fractions, decimals, and percents. The model at the right shows 21 out of 100 squares shaded. You can write the shaded part of the model as a fraction, a decimal, or a percent. So clearly the fraction is 21 over 100. The decimal is 21 hundredths, which is 0.21. You can get that by place value, 21 hundredths, tenths, hundredths, or by taking your decimal point and popping it 2 places back to the left, so it gives us our decimal. And as a percent, remember, whatever the first term is in a ratio that has a second term of 100 is your percent. So the fraction is 21 over 100. The decimal is 0.21 or 21 hundredths. And the percent is 21%. Okay, that's basically what we're going to be working on. Let's look at our examples. So writing decimals as percents. We want to write 0.101 or 101 thousandths as a percent. So the first thing we can do is write it as a fraction. Now, when it's already in a decimal form, what you can do is you can take the 3 digits that are behind the decimal point, put that as the numerator, and then 1, 2, 3, so you have 1, 2, 3 zeros or thousandths. Also, this ties right into place value, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. You have 101 thousandths. Okay. All right, write as an equivalent fraction with a denominator of 100. Okay, so what we want to do here, I'm going to write out to the side because it doesn't really have room for all of the steps here. Well, actually, I can do this right here. I'm going to do 101 over 1,000. And I want this denominator to be 100. So I'm going to divide by 10. Dividing by 10 moves my decimal point 1 place to the left, or it knocks off a 0, basically, and it gives me 100. When I divide 101 by 10, I move my decimal point 1 place to the left, and it gets me 10.1. So this is, as a percent, 10.1%. Okay. If we have 6.4% and we want to write it as a decimal, first we can write it as a fraction. 6.4, whatever is in front of the percent sign, is my numerator. And then instead of the percent sign, we put 100 on the bottom because that means hundredths. And you can then divide 6.4 divided by 100 in your calculator. And that's going to give you 0.064 or 64 thousandths. And remember, that is 6.4. Whoops. Sorry. Can't write and speak sometimes. 6.4 divided by 1,000. 100. Excuse me. Okay. You have a couple of quick checks here. So get those done. I'm going to continue with our example. And the next one is writing percents as fractions. Write each percent as a fraction in simplest form. So again, we just basically start out with what we know about percents and fractions. 12% means 12 over 100. So I'm going to divide by the greatest common factor of 12 and 100, which is 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3. 100 divided by 4 is 25. Remember, if you for some reason don't choose the greatest common factor, you may divide more than once to get a fraction in simplest form. B is 45%, so that's 45 hundredths. In this case, 45 and 100's greatest common factor is 5. 45 divided by 5 is 9. 100 divided by 5 is 20. So 9/20 is the fraction in simplest form there. Okay, number 4. We want to, we're ordering rational numbers. Order 3/5, 2/10, 0.645, and 13% from least to greatest. So I want the smallest to the greatest. Write all the numbers as decimals and then graph each number on a number line. Okay, remember we can also just line them up. We practice comparing these types of numbers earlier in the year without using a number line as well. So don't panic. You're not always going to have to use a number line, but they can come in very handy. 3/5, if I divide 3 by 5, I get the decimal 0.6 or 0.60 if you wish. 2/10, divide the numerator by the denominator. So 2 divided by 10 is 0.2. 0.645 is already in decimal form. And 13%, we're going to do this, we'll move our decimal point 2 places to the left, because I'm dropping the percent sign, okay? So that's 0.13. Okay, now what you can do is take these decimals and plot them on a number line. Oops. This should be 0.6 here, my mistake, and then 0.645. I wasn't paying careful attention. Or you could have put in the original numbers here that were given to you in your answer. Remember that I do like you and I do require that you write your answers given using the numbers that you're given to begin with. So 13%, then 2/10, 3/5, and 0.645. This would be an acceptable 100% answer then. If you don't convert them back into their original forms, and actually if you keep your list over here, they're right here for you, then I will take off just a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit, so keep that in mind. All right, there's a couple of more quick checks here. Have these ready for discussion, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.